Guess what's so boy?
150 gunning, I'ma run it in the fast lane. Pass lanes, watch me like a matinee. Running through the toe, easy pass him in the cash lane. The past stain, and I'm never looking back, man. Pop shit, I ain't really trying to talk it out. Drop hits, I can show you what it's all about.
Hello and welcome to Sharp Bets and Fantasy Sets. I guess I'm your interim host again for this week.
You ain't going nowhere, old boy. Stop it.
Welcome back, Scott. God damn it.
Yeah. Next week, Nick will be back. I know I say that every week, but he should be back next week.
Can you just relax? Could you just say it's your show, Scott?
I don't want this show. So we're going on week 17 here, which is crazy. Years in the past, this would have been the last week of the season, but luckily the gods have blessed us with one extra week, at least for Sir and I. Luckily for Tim, it's just another week of torture. But before we get to football, obviously we have to touch on John Madden passing, which sucks. Obviously he was of the age where sadly people start to perish. You get the feeling of 85, so did live an awesome life. But the impact he had on us, me personally, we'll just touch on really quick. I personally, like, as an announcer, he was great, but I remember Aikman and Buck more. I was a young kid when Madden was doing it. But the video games are just a staple of our lives. I still play them. I buy them every year, and there's been no changes to the games in 5 years. But for some reason, I still go out and get the new Madden. I still play owner mode. I set prices. I bench people when they fumble, even though it's my fault. But it's just it really sucks. It's just the older we get, we just see people we watched die. That's the sad reality. And one day we'll all perish and be nothing. So, Tim, why don't you talk about John Madden a bit?
Wow, I have to follow that one up.
Yeah.
I mean, to touch on the same things, I mostly know Madden from the football franchise, to be perfectly honest with you. You know, you go see his highlights of his teleprompter and drawing all over the place. I'm sure back in the day that was hilarious. It's still hilarious right now when you watch it, but I don't have a memory of that. But Madden, boy, we play Madden to this day.
Yeah,
it's something that'll never go away. I don't see it becoming a different friend, especially not now, right?
Right.
That's gonna stay Madden forever.
Yeah, Sir.
Yeah, no, same. Like when you saw Madden Summerall show up to a game, you knew it was big time. Like, so yeah, I'm a big fan of the Madden franchise, like the video game. Like, so it's the same with you, Scott. Like I buy them all, I play them all. I'm a fan of the Ultimate Team, but yeah, no, it sucks, man. But 85, man, he lived a good life, bro.
Absolutely. And let's not forget that he was one of the key reasons that the Little Giants beat the Dallas Cowboys in the movie when he kind of concocted up the annexation of Puerto Rico. People forget about that. One of the most memorable plays in the history of a movie. Everyone knows the annexation of Puerto Rico, and John Madden helped create that. That is a fact.
What? So, that's a movie?
Tim, welcome to this world. Here's planet Earth. Have a step.
Wow.
So,
I've never seen it. Is it what's the movie?
Like, you really never seen Little Giants?
No.
But,
Is that Icebox?
Yes, it is.
Okay. I've seen like a clip of it. I don't know. I know Icebox is a chick, and it scared me, but that was about it.
I don't distinguish by their gender. We're gender neutral here, so whatever she wants to be or he wants to be. So let's go with some recap now. We'll get rid of the sad news. I hope everyone had a good holiday, good Christmas. Week 16 recap, we'll start with the winning teams, which isn't Sir, oddly enough. So since we always go to Tim, we'll go with him again. And finally, for the first time in 10 weeks since Halloween, around there, your team has won. So how does it feel being a winner? Do you even care about draft status anymore?
It fucking sucks. It's terrible, Scott. I told you this was going to happen if you listened last week. I told you that the Jets, in a game they shouldn't win, what do? They play well. You know, they fought through adversity. Their head coach, don't need him. Who cares? Bringing this dude who was going to he went for it on fourth down about 8 different times in that game. He did not care. Yeah. He was like, I'm trying to make him lose. I'm field goal when we need. No. Go for it. And it finally worked in the end. And Jets won. I'll say, unfortunately, yeah, you kind of want to see your team win. They played so well in that game that even if they lost, I would have probably been happy. Yeah. That's probably the best Zach's played all season. I think that's a little easy to say.
Not much of a bar there.
Yeah, I know. They let him run and he looked great doing it. I mean, that touchdown run was that's next level. That's top of the line. But you know what? Like I said, last 2 weeks they got a rough one this week, but next 2 weeks just show up, keep playing. You know, make me get excited for next season. You know, we're gonna have a couple high draft picks. What we do with them yet to be determined, but we'll see.
I agree, and thank God that Trevor Lawrence, he's lucky he doesn't play in New York because he is not at a good year. Neither is Wilson, but like Lawrence has looked horrible. I know his team's not good, but when you are drafted to be the guy, you make players better. And listen, we'll see next year with a new coach what they could do if they get Peterson, who obviously is a quarterback guru. We'll see how he does. So Lawrence does not look good. Congrats, Tim, on your win.
And real quick, I think I know why Nick's not here. There was some misguided information given to you on Sunday morning before the game of which team to bet on in those 2 games. Yeah. And remember, you sided with.
I don't know.
Bad guy.
I sided with the guy with the worst record in our whole foursome here. Stupid of me. So, sir,
sir, that don't sound good, Mo.
I know. It's just
the guy, the seller. You going with him over the guy who?
After he said it, I kind of was like, I feel it. And if they could have, they were on the goal line. It was a shit bet anyway. It was the shit bowl regardless. We'll go with me really quick. Cowboys with just a beat down in Washington. Wasn't even close, wasn't even going to be close. And like I said, from week 1, all of you people who picked Washington to win the division, it's laughable. I don't know how you could line up these rosters and think that would have happened, but you guys fall into the trap of just buying into a plus money team. This is the 17th year in a row a team has not repeated a division in the NFC East, and it probably won't happen next year. So always remember that.
If you told me week 1, Fitzmagic is going to be out for the season, maybe I'm changing my pick.
What would that have mattered?
I don't know.
To be honest with you, if you told me week 1 that Dak would make the whole season,
I guess. I mean, well, apparently, let's not forget this horrible Dallas Cowboy defense, as Tim in week 10 mentioned, is really a good defense now. They are healthy and very good, and it is a team, I don't care, they can line up versus anyone in the NFL right now and beat them. I really stand by that. I still would pick the Packers in a big game over them just because of Rodgers and the fact that it might be his last year, but you're telling me this team can't go into Lambeau and win? McCarthy's returned. I think we're on a collision course for that in an NFC Championship game. I think you're going to see Cowboys.
Hey, take it easy, homie. Take it easy.
I'm just saying. I'm just telling you what I think right now. I think you're going to see. Sometimes there's storylines, and you could see Cowboys at Packers, NFC Championship, McCarthy returning. I mean, that is a hell of a. That's what they want. That's what the NFL would like.
No. Ain't nobody want that.
No, that's not what they want.
Nobody want that.
What they want Tom Brady. They want Bill Belichick.
No,
that's what they want.
No, I'm talking.
Nobody want that, bro.
Nobody cares anymore about that because they know that New England's not getting there. That's not feasible. That's just not a feasible thing. It's not. You're telling me the NFL right now wouldn't sign up with flying colors for an NFC Championship, Dallas at Green Bay. You have the Ice Bowl. You have the Dez catch. You have 2016.
You mean the Dez drop?
Sure. It's funny how we refer to that as a catch because everyone knows it was, though. Isn't that strange? You know?
The Dez drop, sir. It was a drop, but it's all right.
I mean, whatever.
Ain't nobody want. No, ain't no. As quick as Dez can get out, the better.
You're crazy. You're crazy. The NFL doesn't want that. This is the NFL. The Cowboys are like the Yankees. They're like Duke. You don't get. They want them to make it far. They need the evil empire. They want Jerry.
Duke's another team that can get out of here as quick as possible, bro.
Hey, I'll tell you what. The NFL would love a Niners at Cowboy first round matchup too. They really would.
But y'all don't want that.
I don't. No, I would prefer. I don't. But at the end,
you mentioned it. Yo, listen, San Fran could put some fear. It's going to put some fear in a lot of teams in this playoffs.
I agree with that. And
you just got to get there first.
Like you said, only 14 teams make it, and these are the 14 best. So at the end of the day, though, you got to play who you play. You got to do it. All right, Tim can't have this conversation because his team hasn't sniffed the playoff berth in 10 years.
I can't sniff nothing right now. My nose is clogged.
All right, sir, we'll get to you. Pretty bad loss for you. I did
not the best.
I did think Tennessee would win that game. I said it last week, but it really looked like you had it until Garoppolo's interception, and then it kind of swung the tide. So, you're still in the 6th seed right now, I believe.
Yeah.
talk about that Thursday. You've had 10 days to stew over it, or a whole.
Yeah, no, I mean they got off to a great start in the first half. They were looking good, and then I don't know. I guess Jimmy hurt his thumb and was throwing the ball all over the corners, and they didn't look good in the second half. And then nobody could cover AJ Brown. He was getting open early and often, and
they couldn't cover Devontae Adams. Well, no one can. And then they couldn't cover AJ Brown. That's gonna be a problem. Even if you make the playoffs. I mean,
the secondary for San Fran has always been like an issue. Like, so
yeah,
they get after it on the pass rush, but usually a good pass rush makes your corners a little bit better. But if they don't get after it, the corners are a liability.
And so, not for nothing, in your team's defense, finding out that Jimmy G actually had in a thumb issue made it seem a lot better because people were like, yeah, this is a real Jimmy G. You see, can't win a game when he... Well, I mean, the motherfucker actually was hurt. And thank God he was, because he was throwing some of the ugly... We were talking about
quacks, bro.
Yeah, when we were watching, we're like, what the fuck is he doing? Like, it just
this every time I see
Juszczyk.
It's the Juszczyk wheel route. Juszczyk be wide open. This is like the third time I've seen him wide open, and Jimmy G overthrows him. I'm like, bro, like, can you connect with that play one time?
What I find funny is that Sir doesn't realize how close the perception is of Kirk Cousins and Jimmy Garoppolo. Like the perception of the fans is almost identical. Am I right, Tim? Like, honestly, from like, he can't comment because he's a Niner fan, but like you get the same stuff they say about Cousins is the same stuff they say about Jimmy.
Wait a minute. Hold up. Nah, fam. You ain't about to throw Kirk Cousins' name out there without me firing back.
But it's true.
Absolutely not.
It is
like,
true.
No, because Jimmy G has a winning record. What's Kirk Cousins' winning record? Or what's his record?
We'll move on. We don't.
All right. Now we gonna move on. Now. All right.
Real quick, somebody in chat just made me laugh so hard I got to repeat it. He goes, "Sweet Jesus, it's the perfect evolution of beards."
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, that's actually really funny. The fuck is Polar Nights?
I don't know, but shout out.
Yeah, it's like this is like 18, 23, 30. Just like, all right. So couple teams clinched this week. We'll touch on the Eagles really quick. Beat the Giants down again, and the Giants, we touch on it every week because we're based in the Northeast. They stink. Like they stink. Barkley, he doesn't hit the hole. He stands around, looks for a hole, and by the time a hole is there, it closes, and it's just a mess. Fromm looked horrible. There's a reason why he was cut. There's a reason why he's a third string quarterback, and it's just I don't know. Do
you believe the delusional Giants fans that are just saying it's because Saquon's still hurt? He's not 100% healthy.
You know what? If they want to buy in to like, here's my problem with Giant fans, and this is one of them. Out of many, they sit there and say, "Oh, he doesn't have a line. You need a line." Then you can't give your previous quarterback credit for all the Super Bowls because he had a line. Like, so you can't sit there and weigh one. Like Eli won those Super Bowls. Daniel Jones is losing because he doesn't have a line. No, Eli won because he had a fucking team. Like, so which one is it here? Yeah, which one is it? Does he need a line or not? So like that, it's across the board. They're just delusional fans.
Well, I mean, every team has their delusional fans, but like the thing that I hear is like they're gonna bring back Joe Judge and Daniel Jones next season.
I hope so.
Bro, like you want more of the same?
I hope so.
Go ahead. That's on you.
As a Cowboy fan, I hope they stupidly trade their 2 first-round picks for Russell Wilson. I hope they do because you've heard my opinions on Russell Wilson before. I will applaud and accept him into the NFC East because he is not that good. I don't care if he's going to be a Hall of Famer. Without a team around him, he's never been that good. So that's that. Giants, go on. Trade.
Ever since his offensive line went in Seattle, he's been certified trash, running around for his life. But it'll be the same thing in New York.
It'll be worse.
He would be better than Daniel Jones. It would be an upgrade, but would the upgrade actually matter in that division?
What they get? 5 wins? You know, like would it matter? It wouldn't matter. So,
listen, Russ Wilson plays like trash for all of -2 games, and then he wants to turn into an All-Pro.
Sorry, sir.
Yeah. Well, with that said, we'll get to our pick segment here. So last week, Tim ended up going 5-0 last week. I went 3-2, sir. 3-1-1. Nick 2-3. So that puts our standings at Tim in first place at 33-20-2. I'm in second at 31-23-1. Sir, percentage wise, with 24-28-3. Please stop tying. It's very obnoxious.
Hey man, listen. I can't call it, bro. I mean, like,
Take
can
half
this team just
points at this point. Like, enough of the evenness. And then
I'm saying, like,
Nick in
every
the
time I think, I got this one. Nope, tie.
And then Nick in the basement at 24-31. Nick won last year, so it might be a Super Bowl hangover or something because he's not doing that.
He still might be feeling those 3 wise men or whatever he did last year.
Some sort of wise. See, that's what he didn't do. He hasn't been on the show to do them. He's just making shit up.
3 wise men this year. Last year he got off to a slow start, did the 3 wise men, and then started to cook.
Remember when Nick was on the show?
Then again, he hasn't been on the show to do one, so.
Well, he still puts his picks in, so at least we give him credit for that. And he's not going away. We're going to do 5 games again like we did last week. So we're going to have a chance to catch up here. And I just have to say, Tim and I, with these records, like I say every week, the shows we listen to, their records aren't even that good. So Tim and I are actually crushing it. So you talk about these analysts and experts. We don't even do this for a living, and we're crushing them all across the board. So I'll just say that. And then honorable mention with Sir and Nick. They're about the same as the shows we listen to, which isn't bad either. So we'll start from the cellar up because we like to do that. Nick will get it.
Oh, we start with Nick? All right.
And then we'll go with Sir. All right, 3-1-1 last week. So go on. You don't have any Thursday bets to jinx, so go to Sunday, man.
All right, so this is the first game. This line was a little fishy to me. Give me the Rams minus 4.5. Like, Baltimore, you don't know who quarterback in. Lamar hasn't been practicing. If it's Huntley, young boy or whoever. So we don't know who's quarterbacking for the Ravens. So 4.5. Plus, we saw the Ravens give up. They still giving up yards. Joe Burrow just threw another touchdown, like just right now. So, and now you put Matt Stafford, Cooper Kupp in that offense. This line seems a bit low. So give me the Rams minus 4.5. Second one, I was on this one for a little bit, and then I got away from it. But I'm give me the Cowboys minus 6 against the Cardinals. The Cardinals do not look the same without Nuke Hopkins. Like, I mean, yeah, they were out James Conner. They fed Chase Edmonds early and often, but this Cowboys offense. It looks okay. I'll give him that.
54 points. It looks like.
It looks all right.
It looks good for 1 week.
The defense has helped me in fantasy with their turnovers and their sacks. So I'll give them that. But the Cardinals without Nuke Hopkins is, I don't know, not the same team they were early in the season. The third one, give me Green Bay minus 7. Aaron Rodgers has, he's 65% covers at home, 64% covers in division, 64% covers as a home favorite, which this is, 68% as a home night game. And y'all know already what I'm going to go with. It's a primetime game. Who they play? They play
100%.
Damn it. You already know what it is. I'm not letting him off the hook with that one. But yeah, give me the Green Bay minus 7 against this Minnesota Vikings squad. Fourth one, Monday night. Give me Pittsburgh plus 3.5 against the Browns. Mike Tomlin as a late season dog has been money in the bank. He's 12-2-1 against the spread, and the Steelers are 11-4 straight up as a late season dog. So they could win this game straight up. So give me the Steelers plus 3.5. In the last game, I don't know. This number worries me, but give me Houston plus 12.5 against my boys. Like, we don't know who quarterback in. It could be Jimmy G with 4 fingers. If Trey Lance is back there, I don't know. Just 12 seems like a lot. Just for a lot of questions. I don't know. I mean, hopefully I'm wrong on this one because I like a little blowout city, but give me the Texans plus 12. I don't know. This number seems like a lot.
Yeah,
Proud of you, sir.
Like you did last time with Atlanta when you took him plus 9. If you do blow him out,
I did, and I was wrong, and I was happy to be wrong about that. But yeah, I don't know. Seems like a lot.
Proud of you, sir.
Just to touch on your Minnesota pick, though, I did some research. The last 6 games in Green Bay, Minnesota is 3-2-1. That's pretty impressive. I would have thought 0-6, honestly. But
how many of those games were in prime time?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
You know, Kirk Cousins is 2-0 in his last 2 primetime games, sir.
Dalvin Cook is 2-0.
All right.
Is that motherfucker playing?
Probably not. I don't know.
I think so.
Might not be.
I think so.
I think whatever. I'm not touching that game.
No, but honestly, Green Bay's been balling out. Like we talk about the Cowboys have been playing well. Green Bay's been looking pretty well. So
they start off and then just settle down though, which scares me in games. They don't keep their foot on the gas, which is very strict.
No, but they need to.
Which is why our backdoor cover hit.
If they want the number 1 seed in the NFC, they got to keep getting W's because Dallas is only behind. Tampa Bay is only behind.
If they want the number 1 seed in the NFC, they could take care of business from Minnesota and Detroit. And if you can't do that, you don't deserve the number 1 seed. Let's be honest, because I think Dallas will sweep out. I think if they go into Week 17 knowing they could get the 1 seed, they're gonna beat Philly. If not, they might obviously just like hang some starters up. But we'll see.
Yeah, week 18 is always like, that's why I'm glad most fantasy leagues do not count Week 18 because
Scott,
the team has, like as you said, has nothing to play for. They rest their people. So
you got to remember, depending on how the
Bucks.
The 2 weeks happen, right? The Eagles might be playing to get into the playoffs.
Correct.
Dallas might be happy to knock them the fuck out in Week 18 too. So that could be
and we might play them 2 weeks in a row. It could be a 7-2 matchup. So
true.
Hypothetically,
who knows? Who knows what fucking happens in the NFL?
Scott, if that's the case, your coach is going to outsmart himself they're going to lose Week 18 because they don't want to show him the whole package.
And then we'll lose in the wild card round. So, all right, everyone knows, Tim, what do I love? Home dogs that have just gotten crushed. So I'm actually going to go with 3 home dogs and 2 home favorites. First, I'll start with the home favorite. I'm going with Tennessee minus 3.5 at home versus Miami. Miami's at this point won 7 in a row. They're due for a loss. They're finally going to play a good team. Miami has beat up on bad teams last 7 weeks. I don't think 3.5 is that big of a number.
They've been the Cowboys.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but the hate's real. The hate's real. So
I don't think he likes you, Scott. I don't know what it is.
I'm gonna go with Tennessee. Nobody likes the Cowboys. I understand that. I'm gonna go with Tennessee minus 3.5 at home. I think they could win 24-20, 17-13. The Dolphins' offense is bad. 2 is bad. So we'll see. I'm also gonna keep riding with the Cowboys minus 6. I don't think it's that high of a number. I think they could win this game 30-20. The Cardinals aren't that good, so I'm going to ride with them. I'm going to also go with Washington, home dog, who just got their doors blown off. They have issues on the sideline fighting. This is a way you bounce back, plus 3.5. I actually think they'll lose this game. I think it could be 20-17, but the Eagles haven't looked great. They really haven't. They played Washington in Philly. The game was 10-10 at half. They were 3-3 at half last week. If they're playing a competent team or a team that has some fire on them, they're losing these games. So give me Washington plus 3.5. Give me Baltimore plus 4.5. They just got their doors blown off as well. Now they're home taking on the Rams. Rams are a weird team. I think they're also due for a loss. If not, they could cover the 4.5. 24-20. I think Lamar Jackson will end up trying to play. That's why I'm taking him. So bet money now on the line because Jackson's going to play. And then I'm with Monday night, Pittsburgh plus 3.5. I've done well when I bet the Steelers this year, especially as home dogs. They just got crushed by Kansas City. It was probably the most embarrassing loss of Tomlin's career. So give me them to win this game outright, but I'll take them with the plus 3.5 on the safe side. So those are my picks. Tim?
Well, let's start off with the games that we agree in. And there's 3 of them. Tennessee minus 3.5 versus Miami. Scott, you said it. Miami hasn't played a complete team, a real team, and it doesn't matter. Listen, wins are wins. You play who's in front of you. I love Tennessee minus 3.5. They're a real team. Tua hasn't looked great, even winning 6 or 7 in a row. I just don't believe the hype. Tennessee minus 3.5. Sir, I only have the Texans at 12, so I'll take the 12.5 against your 49ers. Sorry, but if Jimmy G ain't playing, I don't think they're winning the game, to be honest with you. This might knock them completely out of everything. Texans won 2 straight. The Niners coming off a bad loss. I know, Scott, that rebound that
but
you're hoping for.
They're a home favorite, so I'm okay with not taking that. I get it.
But if it's Trey Lance, man, look at me right now and tell me you got faith that Trey Lance can lead your boys to a victory.
I mean, a victory, yes, but by 13 points. I don't know. That's why I picked it. But I'm staying. Hey, by 13 points. Hey, man, listen.
Poetic.
Shanahan says that Trey's been looking good in practice. I mean, I don't think.
Yeah,
What's he supposed to say? That he looks
You're
terrible?
talking about practice?
That's
Hey,
great though.
listen.
Poetic justice is if
Sure.
like the Niners get knocked out and the Vikings and Kirk Cousins sneaking over them at like 8-9.
Scott, it might be me and you doing the show next year if that's the case.
It
I don't think
happen.
Sir's coming back. We might
Deuces. I mean, I'm out this book.
Dude, our heads would be so fat on the screen right now. God damn. Anyway, sir, I hate picking two same games as you, but I got the Rams -4.5 against the Ravens. Lamar's not playing. They're going to save him up. It defeats the purpose to play him if he's hurt. He's either going to get more hurt.
To that point, though, save him up for what? Like they need to win to get in, bro. Like
If it's either this week or next week, they might not win with him this week.
they need to get him out there because, bro, they fight for their lives.
Yeah.
Well, then put him out there hurt, and then the Rams run over him anyway. That's fine by me.
No, I think it's just more the Ravens' defense has looked like straight trash. Like their secondary couldn't stop us, man.
Have you seen us run, sir?
I'm saying they couldn't stop us, bro.
Okay, so they couldn't stop me. Scott, no, you're not much of a runner to spot a 3-shooter. Sir, you're down in the post now. All right.
Hey, now, but we'll get our field goal from my man over here.
COVID start. With that being said, sorry to interrupt. I got the Chargers -6.5. This is one of my late picks. I don't really know why I picked it. I just don't trust the Broncos at all right now. Chargers have been looking good. And it's my eye test of two people playing each other and the line not being, maybe because it's a division game that it's not further than it is, but they should win by a touchdown. I would have to.
They just had a horrible loss. They need to bounce back. This is like a bad spot for Denver, I feel. I'm with you on that one.
And my last one, sir, took a page out of your book. I'm going to take over in the lowest over-under because those teams are terrible. But I don't care. The last 2 weeks are outliners. There were injuries. There were people out on both sides of the offense. Give me the Saints, Panthers over 37.5. Honestly, I don't care who the quarterback is. The game is going to be 21-17 either way. It's the Saints are, if the Saints are healthy and have a quarterback.
I think Taysom Hill's coming back.
Yeah, if Taysom Hill's back, they might win 30 to 10 or something like that. It's 37 is too low no matter what. Given my boy Sam Darnold's back as a starter again. You don't got to worry about Cam. You can run a regular offense.
Hey, talking about a fall from grace, man. The Panthers 3-0 and just they're bad. But that's a
interesting side though about the Saints with Ian Book. I heard it said like Notre Dame quarterbacks have lost their last 23 straight starts.
Oh, rip.
That's not good.
Yeah. The last one to win was Brady Quinn.
Yeah, that's not good, bro.
No, I think he's like announcing now, so that's
he's covering somebody's team, but
yeah.
bro,
but I think DeShone Kaiser
all the Notre Dame quarterbacks and y'all can't get one dub.
DeShone Kaiser with the Browns attributes like 12 of them the year the Browns are 0-16. So whatever, it is what it is. There hasn't been a good Notre Dame quarterback in the NFL since Montana. They just don't breed good quarterbacks. It is what it is. But all right, let's get to our DFS. Last week, sir, congrats, you won that Tim's weekly league or whatever.
It's SB DFS.
Right. That's it.
We had the most people that we ever had in, right, sir? It was like 16? 14?
I think it was 14, 15. You know why? Because it got out early.
Right. Well, he's not wrong about that. You got to give him credit on that one.
But hey, if you listen to my lineup last week, you did all right for yourself. Just saying.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I found out Mike Williams was in COVID protocol after I submitted my lineup, so I didn't. It just ruined everything. That and Justin Herbert sucked. So fuck it. All right, I'll start here because I go through these quick. Quarterback, give me Dak 6,700. Running back Jonathan Taylor 9,000. Running back Boston Scott 4,900 for the Eagles. Miles Sanders is out this week with a broken hand. Scott actually gets a lot of carries. Wide receiver Jalen Waddle 6,700. I know Tua is not good, but the fact that this guy stays under 7,000 is always a steal to me. I'll pair up Cooper with Dak for 6,600. Wide receiver Pringle 4,100. 2 touchdowns with Pat Mahomes last week. I think Mahomes trusts them now. Tyreek Hill's been getting double covered, but I know this is a toss-up. That's a coin flip because Kelsey's coming back, but I was running out of money. Jimmy Graham, tight end, 3,100. He's actually scored touchdowns this year. He hasn't done much, but he gets in the end zone. He had one last week. I was able to flex Beckham at 5,700 too with Matt Stafford, and I'm going to take the Dallas defense at 3,200 versus the Cardinals to continue their hot streak. Their defense is getting hot at the right time, so not too confident about this, but I think Dak and Taylor could carry it. So, sir?
Scott, you're learning because your team has some similar pieces. I also went Dak 6,700 against the Cardinals, and also with Jonathan Taylor 9K because he's Jonathan Taylor. You know what I'm saying?
MVP.
I also went Amari Cooper at 6,600, and I believe that's where our similarities end. So my RB2 was Darrell Williams at 5,800. No Edwards-Helaire. Darrell Williams is key part of that offense. Like they get him involved in the passing game, running the ball. 5,800, it's way too cheap. Wide receiver 2. I went with a couple of cheap options. I went with your boy, Mr. Braxton Berrios at 3,700. 3 straight double-digit DK days, and he's only under 4K. Like, you know what I'm saying? He doesn't got to do much to pay off that price tag. And also, you mentioned Mike Williams was out of COVID. I went Joshua Palmer, 3,600. Mike Williams is still on the COVID list. He could play Sunday, but is not sure. But as of right now, it doesn't look good. So I'm with Joshua Palmer, 3,600. Tight end, Scott, I went with your boy, Dalton Schultz, 5K. Back-to-back 20-point weeks. And Dak's looking his way a lot. Like, I believe he had 8 targets and 9 targets the last 2 weeks. So, and he's been catching the ball when he gets thrown to him. So it's a good little value pick at a flex. Sick. I went this route last week. It blew up in my face because RIP James Robinson's Achilles. But give me Ronald Jones at 6,300 against those New York Football Jets. No Uncle Lenny. So Rojo's going to be getting the ball and doing some things with it because, sorry, boy, your defense is not the best. And speaking of teams that are not the best, at defense, give me the Chicago Bears against those New York Football Giants. I don't care who's quarterbacking. Jake from State Farm, Mike Glennon, they all stink. Give me the Bears defense, 3,200.
I agree. And just a quick touch on Dalton Schultz as a Cowboy fan. Obviously, he's nowhere near Witten, but the Cowboys have done a pretty good job plugging in a tight end after a Hall of Famer retired. He's a serviceable tight end. I got to give the Cowboys credit for that. So, Tim?
Didn't they have 2? What is Blake Jarwin still in?
And that's how Schultz became like the guy. So it was kind of by accident. Actually. So.
Oh, ain't that some shit? Well, sir, you might have won last week. I also might have came in last place. Not last place. Someone was worse than me. But that's all right. I don't blow up spots here. Don't worry.
No, we ain't blowing up those spots.
Don't worry. It wasn't Nick. It could have been somebody else, though. Anyway, so at QB, I'm going a little JG route. He taught me something. He said, "What's the worst game that could put up some points?" Give me Russell Wilson. God damn it. He has been terrible all season, but he is playing the Detroit Lions. Give me him at 6,200.
I like that.
I'm pairing. I know I don't like it either, but guess what? I didn't like what he did, but shit works out for him. So guess what? At wide receiver 1, I'm pairing him with DK Metcalf. And at tight end, I'm pairing him with Gerald Everett.
Boy.
Gerald Everett's got 3 touchdowns.
Might as well just throw your $3 in a fire.
No, I'm throwing it in the pot because when I actually do, like, I do all the statistics.
Listen,
I'm like, oh,
Scott,
this guy did
the key
this.
to winning these things is be very contrarian.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody picking the Seattle offense, bro.
I guess you're
Nobody.
right.
And when they put up a 40 burger, then you're welcome.
Yeah, when they put up 4 points, you're welcome.
Well, then I'm in last place again. You know what? It's time to throw shit off the wall and see what sticks.
Yeah,
What's sticking right now is my running back number 1, Darrell Williams, at KC against Cincinnati. CEH looks hurt. I think they might hold him out to ensure his health for the playoffs. And Darrell Williams has been serviceable, better than serviceable at 5,800. I think that's a big steal. Running back 2, another guy ain't nobody going to have in their lineup because Tampa Bay's front 7 is really good. But give me Michael Carter at 5,100. JETS, Jets. He should be a 3-down back this week. He should get touches, especially receiving when they're losing because they're going to be. And, those still count the same in fantasy land. Wide receiver 2 and 3 are basically the same person on two different teams. Give me Jalen Waddle at 6,700 against Tennessee, and give me Ron. Thank you, ma'am. St. Brown against Seattle. They're two PPR machines. They're getting tons of touches, tons of receptions. All they got to do is get one touchdown, and they blow these values out of the water. With that being said, speaking of someone who blew everything out of the water last week, sir, I'm going with T. Higgins, 6,900 against KC. 4 out of his last 5 games have been over 20 fantasy points, and 3 of those have been considerably higher than that, including last week. Yeah. And, I'm riding the hot hand if people are going to keep shading the way of
Jamar Chase.
That's the guy, Jamar Chase.
He's pretty good himself. So
yeah, T. Higgins is pretty solid. And at defense, sir, I'm sorry, Mo. Give me Houston. I think Trey is starting, and I've seen him play before. And I don't know if practice is helping him, but I'm going to take a gamble on one of the cheaper defenses.
I hear you. It's not a bad, gamble.
Yeah.
That is
all right.
My squad.
All right. Awesome, guys. All right. Everyone have a good new year. By the time we get back next week, pretty much the playoffs should be figured out except 1 or 2 teams maybe. So, and the draft order maybe for Tim as well might be figured out. So it is what it is. And everyone who's in fantasy championship this week, me, good luck. And anyone whose fantasy championship is week 18, you're in a dumb league. We'll just leave it.
Yeah, get out of that league. League is terrible, bro. She was starting week 18. Deuces.
Yeah, guys.